streaming. Those who
I
plan,
have
okay, we
started.
are. Okay, yeah. So let us stay with the session.
No
Okay,
worries, towards
so
the end.
yeah. So hello and welcome everyone. I am Ujjwal Batra, and meeting some of you, meeting some old faces on Joining Hands platform, seeing some new faces. Very, very happy to be here, talking about this wonderful topic today, father's energy, the role of our father in our lives. So it's a beautiful day even to conduct this session. So uh, rather than just keeping it very theoretical in nature, I anyway do not keep only theory. Let us also have it in a more what do we say, subtle way. Let us also start with a 1 minute, simply 1 minute meditation. Okay, so that you all are receptive wherever you are. Doesn't matter whether you're sitting on your tables, chairs, beds. Doesn't matter, but just I would like you to receive, what I'm speaking, what I'm sharing. And I would like to also hear so much from you. Let us make today's session a bit interactive, where it's not only me speaking. So everyone, just close your eyes, just wherever you are. Simply close your eyes for a moment. Whatever your leg positions are, that's okay. Just try if you can keep your palms facing upwards. As simple as that. Just in a very receptive position. You can place your palms on your thighs, on your knees, uh, you know, or you can place it, if you're cross-legged, then you can place them on your knees. Place them gently, drop all the pressure, and just for a minute stay in this receptive mode. Take 3 deep breaths, breathing in the awareness and breathing out all your ignorance. Breathing in clarity and breathing out all your doubts. Breathing in trust and faith and breathing out all that which is of stress and strain. Stay with your normal, natural breath, my dear friends, for 30 more seconds and just be open to receiving. That's it. Just be open to receiving and try if you can maintain stillness without moving. Be still, as simple as that. And whenever you all are ready, slowly come back, my dear friends. Bring a smile on your face and let us begin. That was wonderful. So let us talk about our fathers. So some of you might have heard me talking a lot about mother here and there on different platforms. Some of you would not have heard, and that's okay. And especially in the healing world or in the field where we have a community of constellators, or if we are working with, uh, parental trauma, parental disapproval, etc., etc. Just, just trying to improve the energy of life, just the experience of life. Mother is something we often talk about. Mother is something we widely discuss. A lot of books are written just on healing our energy with the mother, the primordial force, which is naturally, because we are born. But there is one topic which we often either discuss in, in less context, or we just simply happen to dismiss it sometimes on a lot of online platforms, which we take in one-on-one therapy a lot, which is very important, is father. So as we are going to talk about this, I really want you to think about your father. Keep thinking, naturally, the moment I will say father, most of you would have only one father. By others, biologically, there would be only one, but some of you may have, more than one, as in There can be foster parents, there can be biological parents. Also, a lot of people have considered somebody to be their father. Sometimes, you consider, also you say God as your father. Often, I've heard people saying, what do they, my baap, so mera bhagwan mera baap hai, and that's wonderful, that's wonderful. But as of now, I want you to stay with the human body father, which is great. Your Devi Ma can be your mother and Bhagwan can be your father, but your Guru can be your father in your own eyes. But in today's context, we will only talk about that father whose genes you have in your body. Okay. And we are not at all trying to exclude any other member who represented as a father or something like that. So we all are grown-ups and we all understand the process of conception, that it is not one person's job and it is not even one person's responsibility. Every child, every child is linked at the time of conception when two powerful energies meet, whether they are in love or not. That doesn't matter whether they are in love or not. If biologically the environment is fertile enough, something happens. And just imagine how powerful would that energy be, that the energy that you're talking about, you invoke energy, you do this, you do that, and you try to create something out of it. Mostly it happens, sometimes it doesn't happen. We say generate more energy, create, manifest this and that and everything, but that energy created the whole life, which is so complex. All these topics that we are talking at different spiritual forums, this trauma, that story, that energy, that consciousness, this siddhi, that sadhana. If you are not there, what would happen? If the human body is not there, who is doing all of these things? Unless we are talking about astral and ethereal bodies. The whole this complex elaborate format is created at that time of conception. And at that time of conception, we definitely have our own fates, but two ancestral lines are linked, one that of mother and the other that of father. So let us see, as if, let us say if this is a pyala, do you guys understand? It's a bowl or it's a chalice. This chalice has, a bifurcation, and it's like two cups, mother and father. And while both of them make one dish, one wonderful, beautiful dish, also forgive me, I am having it's winters coming here, so I am having a little sore throat and runny nose. So if this is the chalice of life, while both create one beautiful, wonderful dish, there is some difference in the taste. It is like two different textures, it is two different flavors. So how do we begin? Let us understand it from the eyes of family constellation, of what Bert Hellinger talks about, which is called as a sphere of influence. All of us, whether you are a boy or a girl, or even if you are born, as a transgender, doesn't matter, with whatever organs and beautiful energies you have taken birth in, all of us start our lives in the sphere of mother. There can be no other way. While we were conceived in love, in that moment of love, because even if it was just for a second, the act of conception is said to be the moment of love. Even if there is no romance, understanding, mutual connection between the father and the mother, or let's say sometimes it's not even father. For the child it becomes father and the mother, they are not even partners. There are a lot of things that happen. So even if there's a lot of resistance, rejection, that moment is said to be moment of love. That is why we say, from love are we all born. That is why it is often said like that. So we all start from the sphere of mother's energy, where when we are born, we absorb all the nourishment. We absorb all the beautiful qualities that the mother has, especially for the first 7 to 8 years. And after the 7 to 8 years of that child's life, whatever the gender of the child is, the natural movement talks about the movement towards the father. Why? Because till you're 7 or 8, you usually do not go out, you're not running the world, and you need to prepare yourself. It's like nime bharna, which is like creating a foundation for life. That is what the sphere of mother does. But now around this time, around the age of 8 or so, we have to now start learning how to go about the world. We start going to class 1 or class 2 by the age of 7 or 8. We have finished our kg, we have finished our kindergarten, and now we have to face the world. So where does the energy of facing the world come? While the face of life is mother, the face of the world, the strength of how we see the world, of how we behave in the world, of how strong we stand in the world comes from father. And we have to spend our early adolescence in the sphere of father. But again, this is not the ideal scenario. It may not happen. So I'm not going to talk about wounds right now. I'm going to come to that after, say, 10 minutes. But I'm talking about the natural process of life, of how, our body's natural movement is planned. If it does not happen, it becomes an entanglement. That's okay. We all have gone through that, and we all live our own fates. And then when we are in the sphere of father, now it depends. Now it is now where, when we are in the sphere of the father, we gain the strength, we as if we develop the spiritual legs to walk on this planet, to live our life on this planet, to the stability that we need, whether it is mental stability, it is emotional stability, or even physical stability, to be able to comprehend world. So कहते हैं ना दुनियावी, because we are born in this world, we just can't step in and talk about different worlds and different dimensions. While some of us are blessed to experience all of that, when you are here, you must talk, you must understand, you must learn about how to be on this planet and live beautifully. So in the ideal scenario, a child must drink from both cups fully, and after the age of 14 or 15, now the child can make a movement as per their own gender, as per their own choice, as per their own learnings. And naturally, we say after the age of 21, now the child also must learn to step out of that sphere. Otherwise, what happens? They remain enmeshed with the parental energy, and then different things happen. Just to keep it short, difficulties in relationships, business, maturity, independence, again, a lot of things. But we will not go there. That is not what we are discussing today. We will just stay with the father's influence, the father's energy. But this I've been telling you, this is the ideal scenario. It does not happen a lot. So what happens when the sphere of the father has not developed fully? So the father brings in the energy of strength. Even the sense of our own sexual identity also comes from the energy of father. Our ability to take action, कार्य स्थिति, कार्य ऊर्जा, हमारी जितनी भी हमारी क्षमता होती है कि हम कितना कर सके, how much can we do, how much do we have the potential to get things done. Even if your father was not such, I am not telling you that you learn it from your father. Not always. Sometimes maybe the father probably had different issues and he could not get things done, or he did not have the ability to take action, and that comes again as an entangled energy. But if we do not have that bond, if we do not have that harmonious flow of energy between father and child, these things suffer. So in short, what do we understand is that father is the gateway to the world, how to live in the world. And if we think, usually in our Indian context, I am not sure, I've not lived abroad, so I do not know what is their family setup. But in our Indian context, who do you think in your families has been the most excluded person? You can, I will come to questions, I will answer whatever you guys are raising your hand for. You can use the chat box till then. In our Indian context of setup, who do you think is usually the most excluded person in the family? You can type it. Or in your family. Yeah, it is usually the father. Now, whether even if you're coming from a patriarchal family, a very father dominant family, yes, even mother, yes. So I wanted somebody to write mother as well, because often in the emotional setup, or about whose voice was heard, etc., etc., often mothers are excluded too. But why do we see in majority families, even if despite father's dominance, often because of his dominance, or maybe because of the unavailability, or because he was, working and earning bread and butter or different things, in a way, and at the energetic level, the father does get excluded. Yes or no? In most homes, again, I'm using the word most and everything because I have no right to use the word all, because definitely a lot of different things exist. But mostly, even if we have to share something, we share it with either the grandparent or the sibling or the mother. Father is usually the second or the third person. Again, it may not be the case in your family, but in most Indian contexts, that is what the case is. So, or even, there is something that has happened with you. Unless it really requires dire action, you are in need of immediate help, the information may not even reach the father in the family, maybe even not the mother. That depends upon your relationship. But what used to happen, at least the audience that you're listening to me, if I'm assuming you are of at least a generation or two elder. So usually chacha, chachi, dada, dadi, mama, fufa, bua, bacha, this, that, sibling, bada bhai, chota bhai, we usually had different people, but father se usually dar rehta tha. There was this scare. पापा को नहीं पता चलना चाहिए. Father should not get to know about this. And again, nobody is to be blamed. That is how the structure was. That is how even the personality of the other person might have been. We do not know. So what happens is that often in families we see, because I do a lot of, again, constellation work, I will ask my client, how is your relationship with the father? They'll be like, it's fine, it's good. But often I see, whenever I place the father or the, especially the, different lineages, they are very away from the in the constellation. If some of you have attended mine, I can see two, three faces who would know. Either the father is facing outside the field, or everybody is here and the father is here, or father is somewhere not fully included in the field. And again, nobody is to be blamed. That is how simply it is what it is. But we are trying to talk about it. Then how do we, if you guys are listening, then how can we do something to just bring in that sense of inclusion in that structure? Maybe you have thousands of wounds or stories by somebody else or by him. But in constellations, one of the major things that we see is, yeah, so exactly, Binaji. I'm not trying to be partial to any one person. Because when we are in this work, we cannot be judgmental that you are good and you are bad and you are right and you are wrong. I simply don't know. You guys are listening to me. I have to talk very general. I cannot talk very specific that what is your story. So in some cases, they may not even be bothered. That's okay. But we are just saying whether by their choice or by the family's choice or by just a general phenomenon, we often observe that they also experience some kind of exclusion in the setup, because of which we often see, these days, people are the idea of healthy action is just not showing up in families. There is immense fatigue, there is immense tiredness, there is, a lot of discouragement, disappointment, not the idea. We have all, so many of us have so much of, the idea against the world. Dunya kitni kharab ho gayi hai, sab bahar, it is so unsafe. And while in the reality, that is the truth as well. But we also have to understand what in me is attracting these situations where I'm all the time feeling unsafe. Bahar jana unsafe hai. Kaam karoge to matlab, everybody is sitting on your head. The life is against you. This, that, jahan aap haath dalte ho, aapke 10 competitors aa jate hain. It is so unsafe there. Because even the sense of protection, the spiritual energy of protection is also, often transferred from the father to the child. you know so we do see, these kinds of entanglements showing up in today's world so often. So when that does not happen, when if I am allowed to use a little different word, daddy's deficit causes father's wound. Now it can be because of many reasons. It can be because of, it can happen because maybe the father was out for work. Can we just mute? Okay, yeah, thank you. Maybe because, the father was in army, he had to work, he had to bring in the bread and butter. I'm continuously, whenever I talk about parents, I have to repeatedly say that we are not trying to make judgmental statements. We are not trying to put the blames on anybody. We are just discussing what is. So I have to continuously say that so that you guys don't get programmed that I am for and against some party and some person. We are just discussing the phenomenon. So, for example, the father was out mostly, had to earn the bread and butter, or maybe the father's early death. Maybe father went to a different country. Maybe like one of the person, maybe father was just not bothered, never gave a damn, because in India, again, even in abroad, but I do not have a lot of experience living abroad. So at least I can talk about my country. They're not even taught how to be there for a child, how to express love to a child, how to be there, how to talk to a child, etc., etc. So they were just not, even if in their heart they wanted to be there for the child, they just did not know. Or maybe because they had they had very different personalities or psychological disorders or psychiatric illnesses that they could not be present, or as simple as that, the father was angry or violent or simply disapproving, or probably they went through something and they were frozen in their life, or they were as simple as that, emotionally unavailable, physically present but emotionally unavailable. Any reason, all of these reasons can contribute into you having an entangled bond with the father's energy, with the connection with father. And hence, this distressed relationship leads to father wound. And how does this father wound show up in our life? So, again, like I talked about, lack of boundaries. We do not know how much to let somebody in, whether it is relationships, whether it is trusting work partners, whether it is in office, whether it is dating apps, whether it is family relative issues. We just do not know what are boundaries, where to draw, where to withdraw. How do we live? How do we protect ourselves? The other thing can be enable the inability rather to face conflict. The We always considering conflict as wrong. It's just like somebody is slapping you and you will say no, while being a Buddha is great, but are you a Buddha first of all to live in this world like that somebody will come and slap you and you will just be like this? Something will happen, but the idea, you have to respond, you have to protect yourself. Or if somebody is stealing something from your car, at least you're supposed to go and do some kind of action to protect you or family or somebody. But when you are unable to do that, when you are unable to face even healthy conflicts, or know how to monitor conflicts, or how to walk through these conflict zones, that may also be a reason of uh, a father wound. Also, various addictions. It can be addiction to food. Addiction is a very, very large term. I'm just saying what this may one of be the reasons, for that. Addiction to shopping, addiction to alcohol, or probably womanizing issues. If you have become a womanizer today, or this is specifically for males in a way, or you just have unresolved relationship issues with all the men in your life, whether it is your brothers, whether it is your husband, whether it is your son, whether it is your boss. All these may show up as a result of the father wound. I have also in my experience seen some kind of polarities when father wound is there. So either you would have excessive arrogance, extremely arrogant person, or you would have least self-worth. You don't have self-worth at all. Or you can be extremely revengeful, all the time thinking of taking revenge. The world is just so against you. Or the polarized version of it would be, you cannot even speak for yourself, you cannot even stand up for yourself where it is required. Another polarity that I've observed a lot with people in father wound is, either you are abusive in general. I'm not saying only orally abusive. You are generally abusive of different kinds. You abuse a lot of people. Or the polarity of this would be, you are the abused one. Everybody comes and abuses you. You enter a relationship, they abuse you. You go to an office, they abuse you. You go to the market, somebody abuses you. You do anything, but you're attracting patterns where you feel abused. The other polarity that I have also observed with people who have father wound is, They can be too rigid. I will not move. I will not understand. I will just not take anybody's idea. Even if, for example, I have a heart condition. No, till the time, anybody is going to tell me you have a heart condition, I will then not listen it. In a very rebellious behavior. Whatever you're going to tell me, I will not do that. Too rigid, or the polarized version of this would be too naive, too, uh, malleable, that you don't have any opinions. अभी ये आया इसने ये पट्टी पढ़ाई आप वो मान गए, the other one comes, they also feed something in you, you agree to that, the other one comes, you get that. So as if you're too malleable, you are too like clayey in nature, and it's difficult for you to contain yourself, your opinions, your moods, your feelings, your situations. These are certain polarities that I have observed in my work, where I work with working on fatherhood. So when you hear about this, do you guys resonate with any of that I've spoken? Do you? If you do, you can use the chat box to tell me. And even if you do not resonate with any of it, and you're thinking, what is this guy even speaking? This is not my life. That is also okay. I would like to know. So I would like to hear from you. What do you think? Do you feel that these things are manifesting or have already manifested in your life, or how was your bond with your father? How do you see yourself in terms of being your father being available to you and you being available to him? I would like to read. Yeah, go ahead. Also, the idea of protection, I hope I have covered that those who feel very I guess we are not, Neha, are we allowed to open the mic right now? If we are, then we can. Otherwise, I will just go off the screen. I'm about to sneeze. I will go off the screen for 10 minutes. 10. Yeah, sorry. So, how wonderful, Sarita ji. He was all the time available to me and my siblings. Hmm. 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 I'm reading. Yeah, Ravindra ji says it resonates. Hmm. Beena ji, do okay. So because this is getting also live streamed, I will not discuss anything. Let us not do that. Hmm. I'm just reading. That was great. Somebody says he was not free, but he loved me. How wonderful is that? That is what is called as, then it is sorted. We don't have to create, oh, he was so busy and something would have definitely happened to him. It didn't happen, as simple as that. How wonderful is that? Somebody says my father had a dominating personality. That is great. What I'm asking you guys in the chat box, probably I've not been clear enough, is what we are talking about as symptoms, what we are talking about as ways of you might have developed that kind of personality, or you might have these issues or challenges in life. Do you resonate with that aspect? Somebody says I had a beautiful relationship with my father. How wonderful is that? Very strict and disapproving father. Yeah. And all these are very possible scenarios. Everything is valid. Somebody says had a deep father wound. Somebody is also saying resonates a lot. Very scared away. As I grew up, we became close. Yes. The one who has written that, we were very not in balance in child, but as I grew up, things became better. I hope, you are also feeling that beautiful bond. How wonderful is that? Not very friendly. Okay, so now you guys can stop typing. So I've got a gist that what you guys are thinking about what we are discussing here. So now what happens is that often for people like us who are just morning to night working in this field, it just happens that we start seeing this a lot. We see a client and other therapists would resonate. It does happen. We see it a lot. Uh, and even if the client knows, the client takes time to admit what the reality is. Uh, the client often resists. Ujjwal, everything was fine. and then they would still have the issue. No, Ujjwal, that was not how the case was, but the issue would still be there, and that is okay. In constellation work, we call it as the magical love of child, and it is a very beautiful energy. But when it becomes burdensome, then we sometimes have to take care of it. Then we have to work with it. So I do not want to condition any of you that everything is wrong or was wrong. No, it was beautiful. If it was beautiful, if it is not causing any pain, don't worry. As simple as that. Live well. But when it begins to trouble or it begins to cause you some pain, then we can work around it. As simple as that. So these sessions, why are these sessions kept is so that you're aware that maybe if something might show up or is showing up in your life, there is a possibility, there is an area that can be worked upon. If there is no requirement, you simply enjoy your life. Everybody in the end wants to live a beautiful life, as simple as that. So continue doing that. So, also I was completing my point about protection, even the idea of protection. So there are a lot of people as clients we see, they are very all the time feeling unsafe. Ki, Ujjwal, tell us something about protection. We need to protect ourselves. We need to protect our families. Protect, protect, protect. So the idea that I'm naturally not protected, that I'm naturally not safe, may also come from this father's deficit, father energy deficit. So, one thing also I've learned in all these years working with this aspect is that our quest to be one with God, our quest to find God becomes stronger when you have an absent father, because the demand to have that father's energy, to be one with that now the larger father figure, like a rakhwala, if you guys understand Hindi, or somebody suraksha pradayak, a provider energy. So if we have an absent father, our quest to become to find God, to experience that union with God often becomes stronger. It may not be in your case, but majoritarily it does show up. So now what can we do to begin healing this wound? That is where we cannot stop speaking. There is so much of possibility. And that can only be discussed in detail when it is client specific in nature. But we understand that first of all, the first step is we start including, even if the father was a big time perpetrator in your life. For those whom he wasn't a perpetrator, then also you have a lot of ways. Even if he's already included, wonderful. We are going to discuss more. But for those of you where the father was the perpetrator or did big things that have created imprints on your soul, which are troubling you, causing you various traumatic scenes, memories, and times, we are not going to dismiss your pain. Pain exists. But my first suggestion would be he has to be included. Only father and mother are two people you cannot change. Change as in, you don't want to have a child, probably you can send him or her away. You don't want to give it birth, you can abort it. You don't like friends, you can change it. You don't like a job, you can change it. You probably do not like parts of you can get surgeries, you can get this and that done. But if you do not like your parents for whatever reasons, you cannot remove their genes out of your system. They will always be there. They are the two people who cannot be removed out of your soul imprint. As simple as that. However harsh or easy that may sound, this is the truth. So now, whatever he was, whatever he did, if he was great, how wonderful, include him again. If he wasn't, you have to energetically, in your meditation, in your awareness, acknowledge that he will remain the father. The stronger the rejection will be from your side, the more the energy, the entanglement of exclusion will show up. So pehle hi aap itne dard mein ho, already there is pain, already there is trauma. Why are you trying? I mean, let us do something to not add onto it by further creating a very strong entanglement of exclusion. So let us do today. I will not make you do big meditations like we do in usual joining hand sessions, but we will do quick 5 minutes, 10 minutes processes, just so that I can help you, just introduce you to the processes of a few, because it's a long topic. In my experience, whatever I tell people is working with your parents is one of the biggest topics. It takes time. It requires regular work, layer by layer, layer by layer, and also not from a space of any blame game, and not also we might on in the journey of healing we might fall into the victimhoods, but we need a good we need few good people or maybe a healthy community to keep pulling us out, to keep pulling us out, to keep pulling us out, and to be inspired to stay on the path of healing our energy of parents. So whatever I can do in 15-20 minutes to hold space for you, I will. And then probably we will see each other again to talk deeply about the resolution aspects. So everybody just close your eyes. Just close your eyes for 2 minutes, okay? I want you to see your father inside, in front of you. Visualize your father in front of you. Just close your eyes and take 3 deep breaths. What do you feel about your father? Keep your eyes closed. Tune into that energy. Just stay with this energy of being with your father and see if there are certain specific body sensations. Is something happening to your muscles, maybe to your different organs? Maybe you're feeling something, maybe you're feeling something at the energetic level, maybe something at the emotional level. Just accept whatever is. Do not reject, resist, or go against the process. Just simply be. And if I tell you this man is your father, and in this lifetime, he will always be one, whether alive or dead, whether in the physical realm terms, good or bad, does not matter. Whatever he did beyond that, he will always be your father. How does that sound you? Does that trigger you? Does that make you feel at comfort? Does it bring you ease? Does it bring you anger? Does it bring you irritation, fear, shame, happiness, pleasantness, satisfaction? What happens to you? And now, while keeping your eyes closed, mentally, can you tell this man, whatever you call it, Papa, Acha, Appa, Dad, Father, can you say that word to him with your eyes closed? Just for an example, like Papa. Say it a few times, Papa, or whatever you say, Acha, Appa, Papa, Dad, Daddy, Father. Observe the sensations again. What's happening to you? How are you feeling? And now, while this is happening, stay with your breath. Stay with your breath. And if there was a meter from 0% to 100%, and if there is some energy flowing from the father to you, don't worry of how much energy is flowing from his side. You put this meter on your body and intuitively check what percentage of father's energy are you able to receive. Is it 5%, 10%, 50%, 60%, 90%, 100%? How much energy of father is being received by you with no judgments beyond the idea of good and bad, right and wrong? Just stay with the idea. If there was an energy flowing from the father to you and there's a beautiful meter put on you, what percentage of this flow are you able to take in your body? You will intuitively receive a number, something on this meter, maybe visually, maybe through audio, maybe just in your thoughts. Trust your impression. You don't have to go and write an exam about it. Just trust your impression and stay with it. And then take a deep breath, a deep breath, and exhale out all your sensations into space. And take another breath and exhale out all the remaining sensations, feelings, whatever you were feeling, just breathe it out. And take one more deep breath and exhale out all the remaining sensations, voices, thoughts, and images out from your body into Akasha. And whenever you're ready, come back and open your eyes, my dear friends. Can you write in short, briefly, what was your experience? Because I would like to know so that we direct the other few things accordingly. Can you write it in the chat box? What percentage of energy are you able to receive from Father? Were there any specific sensations, feelings, thoughts, ideas, pictures, images that were showing up? What was happening with you? Can you write it in the chat box? I will not read out your names. I will just read out certain experiences. Do not worry about that. Yeah. 20%, 100%. How wonderful. 70%. Had a big smile saying Papa, but felt like crying. 70% received. Yeah. Hmm. Yeah. Any sensations, physical, somatic sensations? Okay. Yeah, interesting. Wonderful, wonderful. So I'm reading all of it. Okay. Thank you. Thank you for sharing. So this was just to help you establish and tune into, step into your energy. We will do a very safe, beautiful process that can be administered very safely and subtly in a group setting. So are you all willing to do a 10 minutes meditative visualization process with Father? Yeah, we will do it in 10 minutes, and then we will have the floor open to certain questions and answers. So let us, yeah, we should start, I guess. Neha, I will play music if you can tell me that if the voice, I want the music to be very soft in the background. So I will share it and then you can tell me. Is the voice of is my voice and the music both audible clearly? Okay. So wonderful, everyone. Perfect. Thank you. So let us sit now. Sit comfortably. Put your back on some beautiful space where you can rest. Just relax. Close your eyes. Sit in a very comfortable posture and take 3 deep, relaxing, healing breaths. Those who wish to lie down, you can. Be comfortable. Just adopt a very comfortable posture in your body. And allow yourself to simply stay with your normal, natural breath. Breathing in with awareness, breathing out with awareness, bringing your total attention to your normal, natural breath. As you give yourself the permission to sit with your normal, natural breath, this power, this healing power is naturally awakened within you, within your system. And collectively, as we have gathered together to sit for this process, we all naturally create a beautiful field of healing, allowing something to become better, allowing something to become more simpler, allowing our energies to flow freely, to find harmony, to experience beauty. Just with that thought, visualize a beautiful color of light. It can be any color that comes to you intuitively, very soft color, subtle color of a very beautiful light flowing upon you and filling your complete body. Visualize a beautiful color of a soft, subtle, shimmering light coming from the farthest sky, coming from the beautiful cosmos, shining upon you, and from your top of the head, flowing till the base of your body, right till your toes, to the soles of your feet. Allow yourself to be fully filled with this beautiful, soft-colored, shimmering, beautiful, clean, clear light. And as you now breathe into this beautiful cocoon of clean, clear, beautiful light, with every breath that you take, this light becomes more clean and clearer in your system. Give this light the permission to wash away any energetic entanglements, clear away any unpleasant sensations, and wash away pain from your energetic as well as physical body. Breathe into this experience and allow your breath to make it more and more clean, more and more clear, and very, very beautifully bright. Relax into this experience, my dear friends. As you sit in this experience, invite your father in front of you. Invite your biological father in front of you. Whether you have seen him or not, he exists. That energy which has contributed 50% for your birth, invite your biological father in front of you. You may like to tune into his energy by saying what you naturally call him. It can be father, dad, daddy, papa, appa, acha, whatever you feel like. Invite him in front of you. As you invite your father in front of you, feel whatever you are feeling and greet him. How would you like to greet your father? What would you say? I would like you to have a minute to have a dialogue from your heart with your father. What is that you would like to tell him? What is that you could not tell him? You can share that now. Maybe you want to appreciate him. Maybe you want to tell him that he was not around. Don't judge yourself. Express. Expression is healing. Acknowledge yourself and share what is that you would like to say. Maybe the dad, you left too early. Or maybe the dad, I loved you, but you were never around for me. Or maybe, Papa, I'm so grateful for your love. You were always there. Whatever is coming to you, whatever your natural feeling is, share with your father. It is safe for you to express in this space. All that you are sharing, share it, and then take 2 to 3 deep breaths in this clean, clear light to simply help you release that pain if there exists any. Breathe into this clean, clear light now, and breathe out all the impressions, pain, or any entanglement from your energy system right now. As you do that, now again sit with your father and see what is that you would like to acknowledge about him which was good. Even though you never saw your father, you might have heard it from somebody. Or if you have spent good time with your father, what would you like to appreciate him about? What would you like to acknowledge as good in your father? Can you acknowledge that he contributed to your birth? Can you thank him for that? Can you acknowledge him for food, shelter, safety, protection, for being there, or for whatever thing that you would like to appreciate him? Can you pay your gratitude for that? Can you acknowledge that today in your heart? That Father, despite the relationship that we shared, you brought us food, you helped me study, you funded, or if nothing, can you acknowledge his contribution to the gift of life that you have today? Simply acknowledge that there is a beautiful contribution by this man in your life. Can you just acknowledge that in your heart and stay with that and see how can you appreciate him for that? Do that. In case you have some specific story with Father and you would like to heal, I am going to nudge you and share some conversations, but it is completely your choice to say that or not, depending upon your relationship and your situation with your Father. You may like to change it and speak it in your own language as per your comfort. See if you can see your Father and tell him that, Father, despite whatever relationships we shared, I am now willing to heal my relationship with you and include you as my Father. Papa, despite whatever our bond was, you will always remain my Father. Papa, Dad, Acha, you are big and I am small. I acknowledge you as my father. Dear father, papa, dad, I also recognize now that your life carried heavy burdens. You have your own stories, some of which I am aware, some of which I'm not. And that is okay. And that is your fate, Papa. And I, as your child, am not responsible for these burdens. I, as your son, I, as your daughter, am not responsible for these burdens. This part of me, the one who I am innocent on all accounts. And I did nothing to deserve any poor treatment. So, with all honor, Father, I leave your burdens to you. And you have the right to live your own fate, and I have mine. So I leave your burdens to you. Papa, I also now acknowledge you as my father. You will always remain my father no matter what. So thank you, Papa, thank you, Dad. I acknowledge you as the source of my life, as the contributor to this life. And I am always going to be your child. Papa, whatever I missed as a child receiving from you, the responsibility of this one, of myself, now belongs to me. So in honor of you and in honor of myself, I will provide good care to this one. I will provide good care to myself. I respect whatever you went through. I understand. But Father, all your burdens that are yours, they belong to you. It's not mine to carry. You will always remain my father and I will be your child. But I return to you now all the burdens that belong to you, respecting your life story. So bless me, dear Papa. Bless me, dear Father, if I now choose to seek your blessings and live well. And see if you can look into the eyes of your Father and repeat these beautiful 4 statements for a few minutes with me. Looking into Father and saying, Papa, Dad, I am sorry. Please forgive me. I love you. Thank you. Papa, I am sorry. Please forgive me. I love you. Thank you. Continuously keep on saying. And if you are unable to say it to Papa, you can just say it to the universe. I am sorry. Please forgive me. I love you. Thank you. I am sorry, please forgive me. I love you, thank you. I am sorry, please forgive me. I love you, thank you. I am sorry, please forgive me. I love you, thank you. Papa, I am sorry, please forgive me. I love you, thank you. I am sorry, please forgive me. I love you, thank you. Allow yourself to feel whatever you're feeling. There is no need for you to feel judgmental about your feelings. keep feeling and keep using these healing statements to say, I am sorry, please forgive me, I love you, thank you. I am sorry, please forgive me, I love you, thank you. I am sorry, please forgive me, I love you, thank you. I am sorry, please forgive me, I love you, thank you. I am sorry, please forgive me, I love you, thank you. A few more times from your heart, looking at your father as a child of this man. You are the child, the father is the father, the father is one of the parents. Papa, I am sorry, please forgive me, I love you, thank you. Allow yourself to stay with these beautiful statements. Taking your position as a child now. Give yourself the permission, even though you have become an adult in your life and you have the complete responsibility to live your life, you will always be the child of that man, of this beautiful soul. See if you can visualize yourself taking your rightful position as the child in the relationship. And still say that I am an adult now to take care of my unmet needs. But I see you, Father, I include you and I accept you. I acknowledge you. You are my Father. I give you a place in my heart. See if you can take in your Father. And allow that clean, clear light to once again wash away any resistance, any pain, any trauma, any unpleasant sensation. That white light, that beautiful, clean, clear light simply washes it away, and allow your breath to make that light more and more clean, more and more clearer. Take a minute, my dear friends. And if you wish, you can also say a few more times to your Father or to yourself or to generally the universe, I am sorry, please forgive me, I love you, thank you. And now, if you can, see if you can bow down to the parent, to the father, and say, Father, dear Papa, Dad, I seek your blessings. Bless me, dear Father, bless me. I ask that you bless me to go beyond you in my life. All of this is possible because you have freely given me this life. And I thank you. I thank you for the gift of this life, and I honor you in my heart. Bless me, Father, if I have the courage to live my life differently, and if I now make a choice to live well. Papa, please bless me as I choose to live well and move forward in life, move forward in my life. Thank you for your role, your contribution, and your participation in my life. Thank you, Dad. Thank you, Papa. Stay with that energy, and once again allow the clean, clear light to further make your energy more cleaner, clearer, lighter, and brighter. And stay with this for a few more seconds, my dear friends. And thank your Father for coming and allowing this movement to happen as much as it could happen. You thank your Father in his spirit form, in his soul form. And you now turn inwards and look within and place your hands on your heart and acknowledge all of yourself. And for a few times, tell yourself, apna naam leke, taking your name, my dear one, I love you. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. Thank you. My dear one, I love you. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. Thank you. My beautiful, beautiful self, all of my inner children, all of myself, all of that I am. I love you. I am sorry. Please forgive me. Thank you. Stay with this and tell this to yourself for as long as you feel like. And keep breathing in the clean, clear light wherever you feel any tightness. Allow the clean, clear light to wash that away and make you feel lighter and brighter. 30 more seconds, my dear friends. And now you can just sit with your normal, natural breath, thanking all of the process, thanking all of the energy, and simply return to your normal, natural breath. And take 3 deep breaths with me now, releasing all that you felt, sensed. You can simply, all images, sensations can be cleared out. Take 3 deep breaths, breathe in from your nose and exhale out through your mouth, breathing out all remaining sensations, images. You can deal with that later. You no longer have to carry it in your body system. Again, breathing in love, healing, and breathing out all the remaining sensations, images, any resistance. Just breathe it out. And once again, breathing in all the love, universal light, and breathing out any stress or the strain. Take your time, and whenever you're ready, you can simply come back and open your eyes. That was wonderful, my dear friends. Drink some water if you feel like, sit with yourself. And if you would like, we can now have a conversation or a small, just for 3-4 minutes. Take your time, and you can also share your experiences either by unmuting yourself or by typing in the chat box. I will put the music off. Yeah, thank you. Thank you, Farhani. Thank you.
Hi, Ujjwal.
Yeah. Farhani, I do not know the artist. The name of the music is Activate Your Higher Mind. That's it. That is what I know. Thank you. Yeah, thank you. Go ahead. I'm so sorry. Please go ahead. Who wishes to share?
Sure. Hi, Ujjwal. Thank you so
Hi.
much for this
May
session
I?
as well. The meditation. This is Geet.
Yeah, okay, yeah. I am just finding you on the screen. But go ahead, go ahead. Please go ahead, Geet. Okay, yeah, Geet.
I just wanted to ask Ujjwal a generic question. Is the
Yeah.
purpose, uh, we did it for the father relation today, I understand, but
Mm,
on a higher level, is our goal
mm,
to cut the energy ties with people all around us, like make everybody an individual energy being, have no interconnection of energies?
mhm. No, that is not the goal. The goal is not to cut ties. At the soul level, if you're asking, while you might have heard it, and I do not speak much of it because I say only through experience the concept of oneness can be understood. And only once you've experienced it, you would know what it is. And once you've tasted it, it's beautiful. So the idea is not that everybody is an individual. If you're talking specifically because you mentioned that at the higher level, it is we are one. But even if on the simpler level, I have to explain it to you, cutting ties is not the goal. Yeah, with some people, definitely, once they have served their purpose, we don't have to attach ourselves to them or keep going back to that space. But especially the tone that I assumed in the question was probably that it is coming that should I just shun them away or should I just restrict myself from them? That may be, because again, it may be a form of exclusion in that sense. So no, individuality and keeping everybody separate is not the goal at higher level. Yeah.
Okay, thank you, Ujjwal.
Yeah. Thank you. Thank you, Geet. Okay, who would like to go next?
Is there anybody else who would like to ask any questions?
Somebody says very emotional and yet healing process. Thank you. Thank you. Somebody says, yeah. Yes. Thank you for re-establishing your connection with your late father, dear one. Yeah. Right. So if the questions are done, we can close. Is that okay for everyone?
I would like to
Thank you.
thank you, Ujjwal, from the Joining Hands team for such a wonderful,
Yeah.
and it really touched a lot of that space which was untouched and which needed healing.
Yeah.
And I think we
Yeah.
with the mothers and all, but this was the first time that we've done a process where we healed the unhealed portion of our fathers also.
Yes.
Thank you so much
Yes.
for,
Thank you.
and thank you everybody for taking healing yourself. Thank you so
Thank you.
Thank
Thank
you,
you very much.
everyone.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
much.
Thank you, Ritu.
Thank you. Thank you. Bye, Ujjwal. See you next tomorrow.
Bye bye.
At
Bye
10
everyone. Yeah.
We'll
Yes.
see you tomorrow 10 o'clock. Bye.
So tomorrow onwards, we have this meditation starting. Okay, everybody. So that is not focused only. So that is like a sadhana. So I tell people, like, with all the work that we are doing upon healing ourselves, we all must have. So this is on the spiritual level only. Adhyattam ke path par. So we discussed with Joining Hand that we will start something as a practice. So we will be starting meditation classes, short ones, so that they're quick. We will talk about how to make it more um, organized in your own life in those classes. So I will
What
see you there.
what time is it?
10 to 10:30 every first and third Friday. I will be taking meditation classes. So we are starting with sutras of meditation. Okay. Okay, everyone. Bye bye. Yeah.